Right. Hello and welcome to week three recap with Connor and Cam. Cam, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just got done with a slow pitch softball game, and with talking whiffs is the last thing I'm gonna do before I go to bed.
We did win that. That was awesome. All
It was a
right,
big
let's get
game.
down to business. Talking ball. First game we had Turtles Busters.
Um, yeah, Turtles won that one 8-0. Ian O'Hare is the winning pitcher of that game. Um, we tried to try something new, had me throw that game. Uh, y'all are just too good. Like I try. I don't think my arsenal's good enough yet, but
I will have to
um
chime in and say that drop ball's good. You're looking good. It's just Turtles are a very hard team to beat with the elite hitting that seems to be going on right now, and running a three-man roster doesn't give you too many options in the pitching department. So that's another thing
no,
to think about.
but regardless, I think I don't know. I think the problem came down to hitting. I think we had two hits to y'all's. I'm trying to figure out how many hits y'all have. It was one, three. Y'all had a lot more hits than we did at the end of the day. We only had two hits and you let up 8 runs. You're not gonna win that ball game.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Next game up. Vibes versus Cosby Show. I heard there was a walk-off there, wasn't there?
I do believe Logan Swink walked it off in the bottom of the fourth.
Coming in clutch. But it
Yeah.
was a tight game being 2-1 Cosby Show. Any thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
and yeah, I so what I'm seeing is actually KZ pitched that game. So I find that very interesting. Are they going not necessarily away from Cooper or Tristan, but are they leaning more towards Cade in these games, or was this just a trial? So I think that'll be interesting to see for the rest of the year. But regardless, it looks like the guy who can sling the rock a little bit in
I,
Cade.
I think Cade's the guy on the mound for them now. I think they're sticking with Cade until Tristan gets back, and we'll see where that comes in because you do have two good pitchers there out of Cade and Tristan. So that'll make for an interesting run if they can keep up the good pitching and keep up the good hitting. It'll it'll make for an interesting time. All
Yeah,
right. So let's see. Next up we have Whiffin' Ain't Easy versus the Crooked Rooks. And Rooks take that 7-0, it appears. Let's see who's pitching for that. Chris Monday went 3 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 Ks with an 11.67 ERA. Not going to get done against a good hitting team like the Rooks, but no home runs surrendered. I will say that. That is a win in the column for him.
I gotta say this too. You brought up earlier that having three people doesn't give you a lot of options. Having two people is even harder.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of just the night all night for them. Just no offense to Chris or Garrett, they'd tell you themselves, they're not really pitchers, and they never really signed up to have to pitch either. So I don't know how many, I'll get into this later, but how many hits, like what's the score of this game if they have a full roster? I don't know, but just having two players there is just, I don't know if the best of the best could win with two players, but I don't, it's hard.
Defensively not good, but ABs, you're getting a lot of looks at the plate, so you're starting to pick stuff up. So on the hitting aspect, it does help, but on the defensive side, not helping you out. And they're missing their normal pitchers, so neither of them claim to be pitchers. So
Yeah,
it's just a tough look. And then I don't think Garrett throws at all from the mound, from what I've heard. So Chris just had to dog that one out.
yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Who's Your Daddy versus Blue Ballers. And that was, let me see the score of that one. 9-0 Blue Ballers with the rookie Henry going all 4 innings, only giving up 1 hit, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 0 ERA, looking great. I like it. I like what Jack's been doing. Jack's been getting all the guys pitching experience on his team, so when it comes playoff time, they know what they got. They know they're ready. I like that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of agreeing with you. If Henry turns into what he's looking like so far, they have honestly four solid options. I know it's realistically without Jack, obviously. You got probably Will one, Austin two, and then Henry three. And Paul's not even a bad four. Like I think Paul's not too bad. Like where he's a decent enough pitcher where he could win you a game if you need him to pitch. Um, and I do think with them it just comes down to hitting, and they hit this game. I mean, they put up 9 runs.
I will say one of the losses last year, one of the two losses to the Blue Ballers last year was Paul, who only gave up 2 hits
Mm.
against Flying Turtles. So Paul might be a sneaky weapon, but from the mound on Who's Your Daddy side, we got Taylor Ragland, 2 innings pitched, 9 hits, 9 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, and a 22.5 ERA. And then you have Scott coming in to close it down, 1 inning pitch, 2 Ks, 0 ERA. So good for him. And then on the hitting aspect, it looks like it appears Seth was the only one to get a hit on Who's Your Daddy. Meanwhile, everyone on Blue Ballers got a hit, with Jack standing out going 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. All
And a
right.
homer.
Yeah. And a homer too? Wow.
Yeah, it looked like he homers. It looked like he homered. Yeah.
Oh, it appears he did. I must have missed that. All right, next game we got Flying Turtles versus Cosby Show, with the Turtles winning that 6-2, with Mr. KZ going 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, and a 10 ERA. And then on the opposing side, we got Mr. Matthew Lee throwing all four, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, and a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah. Honestly, just again, I think Cosby just didn't really hit. I think 6 run to the Turtles is honestly not a bad pitching performance against y'all this year. So it doesn't look like Cade threw too bad at all. But I guess Matt just had his stuff on his mound. We faced Matt for an inning earlier today, and he just looked disgusting. Kind of under the radar a little bit. Matt's actually, I want to say top six in ERA. I might be incorrect, but he's up there this year. So it
Yeah,
looks like he's finally getting back in his groove on the mound, and
yeah.
that'll just be
Just
deadly.
goes to show you the Turtles have another ace in their pocket as well.
Yeah.
So pitching runs deep, and so does hitting, with most notably Gage West going 3 for 3 with a homer, Ian going 1 for 2 with a homer, and Mr. Bentley with his return going 2 for 2 with the homer, with 102 EV off the bat, which was crazy. All right, who do we got up next? I believe it is Rooks versus Blue Ballers, which ended in a home run, home run derby type thing, if I'm not mistaken. Well, what was the deal with that, Cam?
Uh, Honestly, no idea what was going on. I walked over there like it was probably like when it was going on, and I've never been so confused. But from what was told to me was they not only tied in score, but also tied in total bases. I think it was just, I looked at it earlier. I believe it was 3 singles. I will fact check myself though. Yeah, Will Raines had a single, and then
The rookie Henry going 2 for 3. And then you got Jackson
Henry,
Richardson carrying the entire Crooked Rooks going 3 for 3. And then on the pitching side, 0 runs surrendered for each. Racer on 2.2, giving up 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Tate, 1.1 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 Ks. And then for the Blue Ballers, you got Mr. Jack Oven going all four, giving up 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 0 ERA. So really a pitcher's duel on that one. So then they went to a home run. What I believe happened is they went to a home run off where they were just given 1 pitch each. And and it appears the wind was not working on their side because it took them about 10 tries each for the home run. Maybe next time we pick a better tiebreaker, but that's
now
not
Connor,
important.
I do propose this question for you. Do you believe that walks should count as total bases? Because what I'm looking at right here, it looks like Tate and Race had 4 combined walks. Jack only let up 3 walks. So
Hmm.
technically, if we're counting, I know it's not a total base, but if we go based on walks, blue ballers win because it's one less base. So what do you like? What are your thoughts on that?
As a pitcher, I hate it. I mean, as a pitcher, I love it that they're not counted as total bases. They don't go against me in the stats, essentially. Like in like no when you're factoring in like pitching, if like I have a 0 ERA but I give up like 10 walks, nobody cares because I got the job done. But at the same time at the hitting, it's frustrating because you have a great AB, you get a walk, and it counts for nothing, doesn't help your average at all.
Yeah.
So I'm a little conflicted. What about you, Cam?
Just the only reason I bring that up is because I mean, technically, on a technicality, the blue ballers had another runner on base than the Rooks did. So, like, why would we not, if it trickles down to it, why would we not just go to that? I don't know if we've ever had a 0-0 tie and then also the same amount of total bases,
I believe we
but
have.
I just think it'd be something to look at.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. Gage West, we're speaking directly to you. Come up with a tiebreaker. Don't, please, for the love of God, no more home run offs, especially in the wind. All right. And I believe that moves us to our championship game, does it not?
Not quite.
Oh.
Wait, no, you're right. No, I'm tripping. I was looking losers bracket. That's on me. No,
All
you're
right.
correct. It does.
Championship game. We have the Flying Turtles versus the Blue Ballers in a walk-off.
Walk off. Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
A
the walk off
walk-off,
double,
yes.
correct?
A walk-off. Walk-off single by Ian. Crazy game. Will Raines pitched an absolute gem. The stats may not show it, but if you're in the game, you know he was a dog. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 walks, 5 Ks, 6.67 ERA. If you play back that video, Will Raines threw 78-mile-an-hour two-seam that was nasty for a strike, bottom corner. All right, then Turtle side, we have me going 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 3 Ks, 5 ERA. Terrible performance. Ian going 1 inning, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 3 Ks, 0 ERA. I just hold myself to higher expectations as a pitcher, especially considering
Well,
my Cy Young last year with my 0.67 ERA. I believe I gave up 8 runs all last year, and I've given them all back in 3 pitching outings and more.
well, if it makes you feel better, you always got Ian who can just come in and clean up your mess. So,
We do.
it could be worse.
We do.
Um,
We have a barrage of pitchers.
so I do have a question. Since I was just a spectator at this point. Austin Martin hit a ball with a crazy amount of backspin. Ian went to go make the play, and I just don't really know what happened after that. I think this was in either the third or the fourth inning. It was in the late stages of the game.
Let me see.
And do you know the play I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly the play you're talking about. Let me look at the plays. I don't think. Well, see, here's the debacle comes in because if you go to the week prior, Austin. The reason we were debating is because I believe Ian hit I don't know who it was, but they hit a high pop up and it had backspin on it, like right in the infield. And like Austin, like, and it rolled back foul, like it hit the base of the strike zone, which is foul ball, right? So then, what we were arguing is we believe Austin touched the ball. Like, because if you touch it in fair territory, then it goes foul. That's a fair ball, obviously. But, uh, but what they were confused on again is like, because we assumed that Austin touched the ball, so that's what the whole debacle was about. But Austin never touched the ball to begin with, so that's where the confusion came, and Gage had to clarify. But what happened is he hit a high fly ball and it pulled foul, so that's a foul ball in regular baseball too, because it didn't go past the third or the first base line or the third or the first base bag. So it was a foul ball, but we got a little confusion from last week. So,
Okay.
but it has been clarified by Mr. West in the Slack for anyone who's
Okay.
curious.
I need to see what he said, but I will check that out.
All right, so let's move on to loser brackets.
Let's go.
Let's. I'm just gonna go in order here. I don't know what order was played against who, because we don't have that bracket accessible to us. Let's go. Cosby Rooks.
Odd be Rooks. Let's see that one. Um, oh yeah, it's a 2-1. Looks like it was a 2-1 game. Race Radke ended up pulling it out for his team.
Rooks winning.
Um, yeah, Rooks won. So Cooper actually let up more earned runs than he did hits. I don't know if you're looking at
Okay.
that. Cooper let up one hit. It looks like maybe just a little bit of a wild pitch problem. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like he gave up 5 walks, but I will say if you give up 2 runs in a medium pitch game, you should never lose. I
Yeah,
genuinely
agreed.
believe if your pitcher lets up 2 runs, there is just no reason for you to lose that ball game.
Hmm.
Um, I bet he probably feels the same way right now. But regardless, you had Race on the other side of the hill who absolutely shut it down. I mean, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, no walks
Mm.
from Mr. Radke himself. So
It
he's
appears it appears no pass balls were recorded, so I wouldn't say. Well, I guess I'd call it strategic wild pitching, giving walks in places you shouldn't have. So I guess strategic. I guess walking people in certain times allowed that one hit to generate those runs. But yeah, a little bit of a pitcher's duel, I guess. I'm glad to see Cooper back in pitching medium pitch. Good to see him stuff. I know he's nasty, fast pitch, but we do have a 60-mile-an-hour cap in the league for a reason. Not everyone can
yeah.
hit. All right, next up, we have the Ball Busters versus the Whiffle City Vibes. And the Whiffle City Vibes winning 5-4 against the Busters. Skylar Bird going 3 innings pitch, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks, and an 8.33 ERA. And on the other side of the ball, we got Cade going 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 4K, 6.67 ERA. And Jesse coming in to close it down with 1 inning pitch, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2Ks, and a 0 ERA. Cam, you played in that, so you talked about that a little.
I did. I think the reason I think this game came down to defense. Uh, there was probably 3 or 4 balls. Actually, I know I had two for sure that were Keys and Andrew made 2 really good plays that would have been triples. So Andrew realistically, Andrew probably saved them 3 or 4 runs just by him playing defense.
Andrew Shedd
Um,
with defense? This is unheard of.
yeah, I mean he balled. He looked like a gold glover out there. And then there's the flip side of things. So there's a game I called it. I had a little Aaron Judge moment. I routine play. I made a crazy play earlier in the day, and then proceeded to miss the routine play up. And Cade was already having a day, and it was just when it rains, it pours. Drop the fly ball. Cade came up 2 batters later, 3 run shot, and that was pretty much all she wrote. So I think defense was what won the vibes of the game and what lost us the game.
Happens to the best of us. Even Henry Marshall himself makes errors, but you know, you win some, you lose some, and defense is proving to be a bigger key in the league now with the no bobble rule, which I think most are a fan of, as it is more black and white compared to the last season, which I know not many were a fan of.
Do very much agree.
All right, next up we have the Colorado Rockies taking on the Miami Marlins. By that, I refer to Who's Your Daddy versus With and Ain't Easy. With Who's Your Daddy pulling out a 9-0 game with Taylor Ragland on the mound throwing an absolute gem. 6 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 0 ERA. And on the flip side, oh, correct me. I was wrong. I spoke. Garrett can pitch. He threw he threw 1 inning, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 1K, 0 ERA. But then you got Chris Monday on the other hand, 3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 9 earned runs, 5 walks, 6 Ks, 15 ERA. So I misspoke earlier. Apparently Garrett can pitch. So
Yeah, I mean he honestly for his first time on the mound, he wasn't it was honestly pretty solid because I'll talk about that later. We saw him right later in the day. It just comes down to the fact of having 2 defensive players is just it's never gonna work. I don't think we'll ever see it work. Well, I guess Jesse and Andrew did it pretty well, but regardless, Jesse is also the best pitcher in the league, so that helps a lot.
yes.
Uh,
Top five
but
pitcher in the league definitely does help. Don't have to play as much
yeah,
defense.
but yeah, just having 2 guys who've never really pitched before, like no fault to them whatsoever, but the problem is when you do get weak contact, you get a grounder through like the right side of the infield, it's gonna be a hit every time because you don't have anyone there. So it's just playing with 2 is impossible.
It is very hard. There's only been one to ever do it successfully.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at this now. Scott Harridge has had a pretty solid year, not just on the mound, but looks like he went 4 for 4 this game. So
Ooh,
Scott looks to
pretty
be
good.
kind of doing his thing.
Oh,
Garrett Harrell
also
also went
Taylor,
five for
also
eight.
Taylor
So,
Ragland helping himself out on the mound there, going 3 for 4, 2 runs.
oh yeah,
I like
yeah.
that
I guess
too.
who's your daddy came to hit?
Yeah, pitchers can rake as well.
I guess so.
All right, what game do we have next? Whiffin' Ain't Easy versus Ballbusters. 14-4. Ballbusters winning with Garrett throwing the whole game, going 2 innings pitched, 19 hits, 14 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, and a 35 ERA. So I may take back the statement about he can pitch. Again, I spoke too soon. And then on the opposite side, we have Skyler going 3 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 6.67 ERA. Cam, you're in that game. Tell us about it.
Um, yeah, this is kind of where I'm talking about where two players don't work. I saw it live. I there was a lot of hits in that game that if you have a four-man roster are just simply outs. Um, but in a two-man roster, your game plan switches from have a real approach to if I flare this ball up the middle, it is going to be a single 100 times out of 100. So we just kind of came in with that approach. We didn't really hit for power whatsoever. The ball was just, it was a lot of singles. I think Zach had an extra base hit and Skylar had an extra base hit, but I think a majority of our hits were just singles up the middle that were just you can't get to if you only have two players.
Good fundamental baseball though. Singles up the middle all day. We take those. But yeah, again, having two people on the route on the team is hard. But there is word. Two new free agents will be joining with an ain't easy. Possibly. We'll
Possibly.
see. I've heard from the commissioner himself. It's a possibility. So we'll see if they get the additional help next week or they're left stranded again.
Yeah,
I saw Mr. Brandon West was at his daughter's softball tournament, so understandable. But
understandable.
you got to be there for your team.
You do. All right, Connor, now that we got all the games over, I got a question for you.
Oh, wait.
Okay, my bad, my
From one
bad.
game.
Oh, I missed a game.
Wiffle City Vibes versus Who's Your Daddy? Wiffle City Vibes winning 20-5. Good God. Holy God. Just the second inning alone takes up half the page.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Yeah, it does.
good God. We have Jesse going 5 for 7, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Cade going 6 for 7, 6 runs, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Tanner 4 for 7. Andrew, Andrew 6 for 8. God. And then you have oh you have Jesse going 1 inning, one no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks. And then you have Andrew Shin coming in for I wouldn't even call it relief. One hit, one hit, 5 earned runs, 6 walks, 2 Ks, and a 25 ERA. On the other side of the ball, we got Scott throwing 1 inning, 9 hits, 8 runs, 1 walk, 0 Ks, 40 ERA. Uh, Now we got Seth coming in, zero point 0.2 innings pitched, 9 hits, 11 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 K, and a 275 ERA. Good God, that might be the biggest ERA I have ever seen in my life. And then to finish it off, we got Taylor throwing 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks, 0 Ks, and a 5 ERA. Let's talk about that. God, a 275 ERA, that has to be a lead. That has to be a league record and an achievement.
Yeah, I mean, I do see the Whipple City Vibes put up a 17-run inning. So,
Second inning was
I don't know if I've seen that
brutal.
before. Yeah, 17-run inning is not ideal. I'm gonna have to watch the film on that because but that video is probably also gonna be like an hour plus long. But I'm interested to see what a 17-run inning looks like. Um,
I reckon
but
it's a lot
yeah,
of hits and a lot of runs, but
yeah. Jesse had 8 RBIs also, so there's
good
that.
God.
With 2 homers, Cade had himself a homer. And then Andrew had himself 3 RBIs, Tanner 2 RBIs. I mean, they just were hitting like crazy. I guess that's what putting 17 runs up an inning does for you though. So,
Yeah. All right. Now we are finished that. So now you may ask me your question.
all right. So you on Tuesday did your segment of overrated, underrated, or properly rated. So my question to you today is start bench cut.
I
We
like it.
have Dean Tilger, we have Garrett Harrell, and we have Seth Harridge.
Ooh. I'm not looking at stats right now, but off rip, I think you're gonna have to start Dean. And then Garrett having a surprising year. I don't think anybody saw this coming, including myself or you, but he's been a dog out here. What is he hitting, like 375? Big improvement
It
from
was
last year.
368, 368.
368. Big improvement from last year when the entire team he was on last year was hitting oh no wait, he was on Ball Busters last year,
He
wasn't
was
he?
on our team, yeah.
Never mind. I thought he was on the other team with Chris Monday. What were they called before?
Oh, Wiffle.
Yeah, they were on. Yeah, my bad, but big improvement last year. He terrible hitter. I will flat out say it. He was bad. He was not a good hitter. But this year, it appears Skylar has made the wrong choice to not have him on the ball busters because he is hitting well, my friend. So I'll keep him on the bench for now, but he's a close second to Dean. And then for third, who do we have? Scott?
Seth Harridge. Seth
Seth.
Harridge.
Unfortunately, Seth, I'm gonna have to bench you. You may get overshadowed a little bit just because of being on Who's Your Daddy, and that giving up that many runs in the game is just heartbreaking. That just can't be fun ball, man. Who's Your Daddy looks so good coming out of the gate. They won two games, and now it's just the decline is happening. So maybe time Who's Your Daddy gets a couple of ringers. You never know. But
We'll
those are
see.
my start bench cut. Cam, what do you have on those?
I think you went 3 for 3. I think Dean, I think Dean's a dog, so I think you got to keep him up there. And I think Garrett it might be the most improved player of the year. I will we'll see what happens. What do we play? 5 more weeks. We'll see what happens 5 more weeks, but he is making a very strong case at the moment. He's also making a very strong case for the All-Star game, which I don't know when that is, but he is making a very strong case to be an All-Star.
I think he is too. I mean, what is it, two people per team? So I think he's making a very strong case for himself. So that's going to
Yeah.
look good. I think he's got an all-star in the bag, safe to say. Shows up every week, hits good. I mean, last week he was in player of the week contention, saying good.
Yeah. And
So
then
I'm
I
glad
don't
to see
count
he's
his
improving.
ERA,
Yeah,
so
I'm glad to see he's improving.
me too.
All right, I think that just about concludes it. Anything else you have to add, Cam?
I'm all good. Excited to see y'all on Tuesday. We make our predictions.
I have one more question for you real quick. Do
I'm
you think the
ready.
Turtles lose next week? Do you think the reign is over?
Um, Man, I love y'all, but I hope so. I need to see one loss in the call. I need to make sure y'all are human, bro, because I will drug test y'all myself if y'all end up winning next week. So
I can confirm myself that I am human. I had a terrible week, but as for Gage West, I'm unsure. He appears to be a machine at this point, but
he might be, dude.
all right. Well, I think that's all the time we have and everything we've covered. So take care, Cam, and thank you for being on this.
Of course.